Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. Please consider subscribing to my channel. And today I wanted to talk to you about a new fragrance from Valentino line, and this is addition to Valentino Born in Roma. So we have Valentino Born in Roma Extradose. And for me personally, that was a miss. I'm not saying that you should not go ahead and buy this fragrance. I'm gonna explain you a little bit about what I think of this fragrance. It's not a bad fragrance. It's not a bad addition. But well, we'll get to it. We'll get to it. Let's start with the fact that I do love this line, and I do own this green extravaganza, which is my favorite out of the whole line. And I do have. So these are the four classic ones, and I also have these three, and I also have two of those that are closed, they're not been opened, 15 ml, and I do have one of these 15 ml unopened, and I do have 15 ml of classic one, which is Born in Roma classic one. And in case you don't recognize it, it has this kind of sleeve. It's made of I don't know, of silicone, I suppose. So you just put the sleeve here, and here is how you get this fragrance if you go ahead and buy it in the store. So it's a 10 ml, and these are 15 ml fragrances, and you can buy them either individually or then in sets, and I have got them individually and in sets. So anyway, let's start with the notes. And the notes on the official website are the most accurate, because on Fragrantica the notes are not accurate. So first of all, it's blackcurrant, bergamot, mandarin, rum, jasmine sambac, Madagascar vanilla, and woody notes. So these are the notes of the fragrance, and I do have a sample of this fragrance here. And the bottle is beautiful. It's fantastic. It's pinky. It's very beautiful. It's much more beautiful in person than it is like online on the photo, and I do think it's quite fitting. So I was quite disappointed by the fact that they decided to kind of amplify the Born in Roma, like the first one line, because they have the Born in Roma, they have Intense, and then they have the Extradose, and they kind of all very similar. I thought that they would add another fragrance to this line, where they have the kiwi fragrance with coral fantasy, or then the lemon fragrance in the yellow dream, or then the extravaganza, the green extravaganza, which is tea fragrance. But no, they have decided to add to this classic line. So what we essentially get, and this just hit me just right away. I tested it and I was like, oh my gosh, it's so similar to the original one. It's much more sweet. It's sweeter than the original one. And then I just, couple of days I was trying this fragrance, and I was like, and then I decided to go ahead and watch what other people were saying, and they were saying that essentially for them, the new fragrance, which is the Extradose, is kind of a mix between the Intense version, which is this one, and the classic one, which is this one. And I tend to agree. It doesn't mean that it's a bad fragrance. No, absolutely not. So I perceive this Extradose as a very sweet, but not cloying sweet. It's a beautiful fragrance, actually. It has this blackcurrant, and the blackcurrant sweetness and a bit of a tartness of blackcurrant. It actually reminds me of blackcurrant in C of Armani C Intense version of 2021, which is my favorite one out of the line. So it has this kind of tart, sweet tart, blackcurrant, and then it has this note of rum. Fortunately for me, unfortunately for people that love this note, it's not very noticeable. For me, it's kind of more warm and more like unwrapping, like not unwrapping, wrapping. No, it's like warmer. It's like a warm blanket kind of note. So it's not as much boozy, but it's more like ambery and warm. And I kind of appreciate this because I don't really like boozy fragrances. And then we do have white flowers, and white flowers are not very potent. They are not indolic. Very nice and very beautiful white flowers, and this kind of warmness of woody notes. So essentially, yeah, I tend to agree. This is kind of a mixture between. So the start is much like this one is sweet. It's very cozy, it's very beautiful. And then we have this warmness, this ambery warmness, and then we have these flowers like in this one. So I mean, is it a necessary addition to the line? It's like yes and no. No, if you're not a super fan of this line, if you don't feel like you have to collect every single bottle, that's probably it's not necessary for you. Then probably it's a no for you. But if you are a diehard fan of this collection and you own every single bottle and you want every single bottle, then probably it's a yes, because it is similar. It is similar. It is very similar. But then, if you don't like mixing the fragrances and you just want this kind of warm and sultry, tart, sweet body in Roma, then you go for this one. You don't have to mix the original in the intense one. So yeah, it's a nice fragrance. It is nice fragrance. For me, it's lacking originality. It's like been there, done that kind of fragrance. So, in terms of longevity, I haven't noticed like extreme longevity. I mean, it's a classic 5 hours, 5 to 6 hours, and the bottle is nice. The longevity is kind of pretty standard, I'd say. Yeah, but other than that, well, I have to say that the price for this one is outrageous. It is outrageous because 30 ml of this fragrance, well, depends on the place, depends on the discounts, but if you don't have any discount, because with the discount I actually found this fragrance at 62 euros, which is actually, I hate to say it, but it's not a bad price nowadays. But without the discounts in some retail sites, I have found it for 101 euro for 30 ml of product. So the price is it's big. So we have 30 ml, we have 50 ml, and 100, and we also have this kind of smaller 10 ml bottles. Yeah, so I mean, I was left a bit puzzled because I mean, it is nice, but if you know the line, you probably will not be surprised. You will, you know, the anticipation that I had when I first learned about this fragrance, and I was like anticipating and waiting for this fragrance to come, and like I wanted it to be beautiful, and I wanted to have it, and I would get either 10 ml or maybe later on they would probably make the discovery kit with that fragrance in. So I wanted to get it, but you know, I don't want to get it now, because if you want to stay in this exact line, then there are better fragrances, more distinct, more different from the classic one. So yeah, these are my thoughts, and please, 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 it's not a hate towards this fragrance. I don't hate anyone. I don't hate fragrances for sure. It's just my consideration. So I wish you a beautiful day, beautiful Wednesday, and we will see you on Sunday. Bye.